Welcome to another episode of Kerbal Space Program 2 for Science Exploration Mode. And today I will fly to the Mun, but it won't be a normal Mun mission. Landing on the Mun is pretty easy, so I thought let's make it a challenge. And in the last episode we sent a rocket to orbit, and that unlocked, if we go to mission control, the mission Mun or Bust. And the mission is to establish an orbit around the Mun, and normally I would just fly to the Mun, make orbit, fly back to Kerbin, and then do the next Mun mission. There are 3 Mun missions in the game, primary Mun missions, and they're all pretty much the same. So to land on the Mun will be the mission after this mission, and to land on the Mun you normally make orbit first, no matter what. So that's pretty unnecessary, and that's the reason why I will make a 3-in-1 Mun mission. So 3 Mun missions in one launch, and I prepared a rocket, and I spent the science points that we got from the last mission on power launchers and some other stuff. And I will just go to the VAB and show you the rocket. Here it is. And it looks very, very weird. This up here is the lander. And I don't have any fairings or aerodynamic parts that look good. I can't really do anything. Aerodynamics, I just have wings and this little nose cone, and so that's the reason why this looks so unconventional. But in my testing, I just tested if the rocket could go to orbit and have enough fuel left to, in theory, land on the Mun. And yes, it works. So I can launch the rocket, and I'll see you on the launch pad. Now that we are on the launch pad, we can just start the countdown and fly to the Mun. And I just realized that we have Bob Kerman on board, and it's okay. Jebediah needs a rest, but everyone can fly rockets in Kerbal Space Program 2. So in Kerbal Space Program 1 there were scientists and engineers. That's no longer a thing, so Bob can fly the rocket, no problem. And I will start the gravity turn. And the way this works is that the game doesn't really care if you complete a mission and then never come back to Kerbin. So I can make orbit by the Mun, and then I can go to mission control and accept the next mission to land on the Mun, and the 3rd mission is actually to land at the Mun monument. And in theory we have enough fuel to land, start again, and then land at the monument, but just so it's a little bit easier, I will directly land near the monument, so I just have to do a little hop from the landing location to the monument, and that will work hopefully. We have an upper abscess of 80,000, and now we are just cruising to space. It won't take very long, and then we can do the circularization burn with the main stage. And this middle stage is just for the Mun encounter, for the maneuver to the Mun, and the lander has enough fuel for all the other stuff. We can now start the burn. I'm just accelerating time a little bit, so it's not too boring. And we're going down a little bit, but should be fine. If you get over 1,800 meters per second, it should work perfectly. Just a little bit more to make orbit, so that's no problem. And like I said, I tested if this thing could go in Kerbin Orbit. And just barely we have orbit. Perfect. And we actually have a little bit of fuel left. In my testing, this stage burned off and ran out of fuel before orbit was achieved, but this time it worked even better. And I have to do a little bit of rocket testing before flying the real mission. It's just not cool to don't make Kerbin Orbit, and that's actually the big part of every mission. If you could start from Kerbin Orbit, all missions would be pretty easy. And you need a lot of fuel to, let's say, get to ELO. That's way far out. A lot of distance between ELO and Kerbin. I think even it's the planet with the furthest distance. You can just check. Yeah, ELO, way out there. And it's no problem to fly there, but you need to bring all the fuel and the resources up into orbit to actually get there. So, yeah. And how to get to the Mun? Pretty easy, you just have to look at it, make a maneuver, and then go prograde. And then you should have a Mun encounter. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. And now we can orient the rocket in the direction of the maneuver, and it doesn't matter how far away you are, it will orient the right way. So then you can just time warp to the maneuver, and a few seconds after that you can start the burn. And there's the Mun right there. And if you really want to save fuel, you can optimize the maneuver a little bit more, but it's fine, I have enough. I have actually a little bit more fuel than I need, just so there's a little bit of room for failure. Okay. Probably the wrong stage, but it's fine. Just a little bit of time. Only 10 seconds left. It should work. I don't know why the engine didn't activate. A little bit weird. And now the maneuver isn't accurate anymore, so I have to do it manually by just looking at the trajectories of the Mun and my craft. Okay, 25, that's a little bit low. Just turn around and bring it over 60,000. That's perfect. And now we should be able to time warp and go straight for the Mun. There it is, the Sea of Influence of the Mun. And I know where we have to land. So we just have to do a little hop to the maneuver, and we can do some science high over the Mun. I will just quickly do that. Perfect. And then we can do a maneuver here and slow us down. That should be perfect. Just focus on the Mun. And I can already burn. It's just a retrograde burn. No maneuver needed. And we completed the mission. Just bring it down a little bit more. Under 200 would be perfect. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, pretty round orbit. And now for the part that actually is very important for the mission. Press escape, and then we can go to the mission control. Mun or bust. Submit that. And now we have a lot more that we can do right now, so we can land on the Mun. I will track that. Plant a flag. I will also track that. And that's not important. Okay. Tracking station. And then we can click on the Mun. Vessel and control. Perfect, and I just have to look where the monument is. I think we have to accelerate the time a little bit. Focus on the Mun. Okay. So that should be it. Yeah. Somewhere there, I think. And I have to time warp here to see where the Mun actually is. Time warp further. And if you make a maneuver in the orbit of the Mun, you always have to think about that the Mun rotates. So we have to turn that and slow us down. Turn more. Yeah, about there. We will rotate into that a little bit. So that's fine. And that's just the first burn. And we can get closer and closer to the monument. And right now we can't see it. So for someone who never landed at the monument, this would be pretty much impossible. And yes, you could watch videos from people landing at the monument, but if you're alone, you wouldn't be able to do that. But I have some experience with the Mun, so that's no problem landing there. And something is wrong with the stage. Oh, maybe because one of the engines is up there. Something weird happened with the staging. But it's the right version of the rocket, so okay, we have to make a maneuver here. Go more there. There. Like that. $20. Oh, we can do more science. Let's do some more science experiments. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the monument is the Mun Arch, and it glows a little bit, I think. So if we go to this perspective, we will see it at some point. Important to switch to ground, so the ground level is often a lot higher than the sea level, and I don't really know how they measure the sea level on the Mun. I don't really see water. But the Kerbals always find a way. I can see the Mun Arch. Right there, over my mouse cursor. I don't think you can see it. Well, it depends on what device you're watching, but right there, this thing, that should be the Mun Arch. But we're not really heading towards it. But I think I can correct that a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more to the right, like that. No, that doesn't really work. Come on, retrograde. I have to do it just by eyesight. That should work. Okay. Okay, we have to dump the stage. Come on. Retrograde, retrograde. Come on, you can do it. Yes. Is the thrust to weight ratio enough? Is it enough? It's gonna be close, it's gonna be close. 100 meters per second. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. We will survive. Okay, good. And there's the Mun Arch. Perfect. Okay. Just a little hop, and then we can land again at the Mun Arch. Only 200 meters between us and the ground. Landing legs. Okay, we are at a safe landing speed, but I'd like to bring that down a little bit more. And it's not the flattest area right here. Okay. We landed. Let's do some signs. And now let's get out with Bob. And he can do a ground sample. He can take a ground sample. This time from the Mun surface. And not from soil, from Kerbin. And actually, he should plant a flag. The flag name is not important. And we did that mission also. So let's go to mission control and collect the science rewards. $100 science from that. And the Mun Landing, 300 science for that. And now we have the Munar signal, and we are right next to it, so that will be easy. And that's all Kerbin missions, not really important right now. So let's go back to the tracking station. You can see the yellow marker, that's where we should land, and we landed right next to it, so that's perfect. Okay, I clicked on Bob Kerman. Also okay. because of the low gravity, the jetpack works here. And just come on. Oh man, these Kerbals. Not the smartest life form. Only 1.7 kilometers. Hopefully we don't crash. That should actually be enough. Let's face up. Keep the height. I think the range around the mine arch is about 100 meters, so yeah. Okay. And that will be a little bit weird, but it should work. Yeah, gravity is pulling us down, and now we have to do a second landing. And that was enough. Perfect. Let's first do the science. And the ground sample. You can take a new ground sample if you are next to the Monarch. And we can actually plant another flag. Mun Monument. The colors are very fitting. And we can now get on board of this vessel. And we can launch again and fly back to Kerbin. And that's easier said than done, but like I said, we have enough fuel, so that won't be a problem. And soon we will be in orbit of the Mun. And if we do a maneuver here, yeah, that works. Okay, let's orient the vessel to the maneuver, and now we can time warp. And now we can time warp until we are in orbit of Kerbin. Very high orbit we have here. And now at the apoapsis we can do maneuver, slow us down to a periapsis of about 13 kilometers. That seems right. And again the orientation. Now time warping. Now I can just watch the periapsis go down. And we will probably land on the dark side, where it's dark right now. That's also good, and now we can time warp to this point. And I think we can detach the lander and face retrograde. We will soon hit the atmosphere at very high speeds. And always think about that's meters per second. So that's not kilometers per hour or miles per hour. So that's why there's so much friction here and so much plasma. That's very fast. And we are already slowing down. Very bright. I can actually accelerate time. And also if you're landing on Kerbin, to put this at ground level is good. Especially at night, I don't see anything. We can deploy the drogue chute and toggle off the SAS. We don't need it anymore. And now just a big main parachute. And now we can safely land. And I think we are over water. Yeah, we are over water. The main parachute deploys at 1,000, so it gets bigger at 1,000. Let's put it that way. And we have a descending speed of, yeah, under 9 meters per second. Perfect. 7, yeah. That's good. And I don't have lights on this thing. I also don't have solar panels, so no electric stuff yet, but it's not very important. The parachutes slow us down. I don't have to do anything. And splashdown. And okay, already completed. Perfect. Okay, so now we can recover. And now that we are in the KSC, we can go to mission control and collect the last science from the last mission. And the next primary mission will be to get to Mimnus. We will do that in the next episode, but first let's spend our 800 science points. Actually, I think we have a little bit more. Yeah, we have 1,800 science points. Okay, that was very successful, and we can unlock the tier 2 stuff now. The fuel lines, very important. I also want this. And now we actually have atmospheric science, so we can do some atmosphere science on Kerbin or Duna or any other planet with an atmosphere. And with that, that's the end of the episode. Bye!